All right, so today we're going to do a deep dive into AI podcast generators.
And I know that sounds like something straight out of science fiction.
It kind of is.
But it's really happening.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely real.
Like, I was reading about these tools that are using artificial intelligence to create whole podcast episodes.
Full episodes.
Yeah, and like with distinct voices.
Yeah, and they sound like actual conversations.
It's so wild. Like, you hear about AI and you're doing all this stuff, but this is like, whoa, okay, this is actually...
It's getting really good.
Really good, yeah.
Yeah, you used to have those like robotic voices, and you'd hear AI and you'd think like Stephen Hawking kind of voice.
Yeah, exactly.
Like very buzzy and metallic.
And now it's like, whoa, I read about some of these generators that can like create a whole episode in minutes. With voices that are so realistic that they don't sound robotic at all.
Not even a little bit.
Like I can't even wrap my head around it.
It is pretty mind-blowing.
So, we're talking like educational content, storytelling, hands-free creation. Like,
all that.
All that.
It's a big deal.
So are you ready to kind of like jump into this?
Let's do it.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, it really is amazing how this technology has come. We went from those robotic voices to something that actually sounds like two people having a conversation in a studio.
Right.
And it all comes down to how they're training these AIs.
Okay.
So they feed these systems massive amounts of data.
Like what kind of data?
Oh, books, articles, conversations.
Okay.
Like all sorts of stuff. So the AI learns the nuances of language.
Okay.
And how we actually speak.
Like how humans talk.
Exactly. Yeah, like all those little inflections and pauses and, all that stuff that makes a conversation sound natural.
Right. Okay, but for someone like me who's not like, super techie.
Sure.
How does this actually work? Like, is it as simple as typing in a topic and the AI just goes...
Pretty much.
Really?
Yeah, so imagine you want a podcast episode about, let's say, the history of coffee.
Okay.
You would give the AI a text prompt, something like it. Create a conversation between two people discussing the origins of coffee, its impact on different cultures, and its evolution as like a global beverage.
Okay.
And then the AI takes that and runs with it.
Oh, wow.
It generates the dialogue, the voices, like the whole thing.
So it's like having a whole podcasting team behind the scenes, but they're invisible.
That's a great way to put it.
That is so cool. Okay, so you mentioned all these different uses for this tech.
Yeah.
Where do you think it really shines?
Let's start with education.
Okay.
Like, imagine a student struggling with a physics concept.
Yeah.
Right? Instead of just reading a textbook, they could listen to an AI-generated podcast.
Okay.
That breaks it down into a conversation between a teacher and a student.
Oh, that's cool.
Making it way more engaging.
Yeah, I remember trying to learn calculus in high school, and it was like I was reading hieroglyphics. Like something like this would have been a game changer.
Absolutely.
What about other fields?
Well, think about storytelling.
Okay.
Like an author could use AI to test out different character voices for their audiobook.
Oh, that's neat.
Or even generate new plot twists or storylines.
Wow.
The AI could even create voices for all the characters in an audio drama.
Wow.
Making it like a truly immersive experience.
Yeah. So we're talking like a world where anybody, even someone super busy, could just create a podcast.
Exactly like a doctor who wants to share knowledge about heart health, but doesn't have time to record a traditional podcast.
Right.
Could use AI to do it while they're commuting.
Oh, wow.
Or someone who has difficulty speaking could use AI to share their stories.
Right.
And their ideas.
Wow.
It really opens up all these possibilities.
This is like blowing my mind, like AI podcast generators.
Yeah.
It could like totally change how we make and listen to audio content.
It's definitely a game changer.
Okay, so...
What do you think?
I mean, the future of audio content is looking pretty darn exciting.
I think so too.
Like, what are the ethical considerations with all this?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Like, can listeners even tell the difference between a real voice and an AI-generated voice?
That's a really good question and something to think about as we go forward with this technology.
It's definitely something to keep in mind.
Definitely.
So I guess that's something for our listeners to ponder.
Absolutely.
As they explore this amazing new world of AI podcast generators.
It's a brave new world out there.
All right. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
My pleasure.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.